Welcome back to the News at 10. If you've just joined us, you're watching the News at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. We'll now bring you some of the pictures that you sent to our eyewitness portal. And first is this photo sent in from Ifako Ijaye. That's the picture in Lagos State. It shows an unfenced electricity transformer. Our eyewitness portal wants the relevant authorities to react and fence it quickly. We also have this one from Surulere area in Lagos State. It shows a young man skating on a major road while hanging onto a commercial bus. Our eyewitness reporter calls on traffic regulatory agencies to curb the excesses of skaters. Next is this one from Kaduna State in Kaduna, showing an overloaded vehicle. Our eyewitness reporter wants men of the Federal Road Safety Corps to enforce strict traffic rules. And finally is this one from Nsukka local government area of Enugu State. It shows an abandoned building. Our eyewitness reporter describes as a public primary school. He wants the state authority to renovate the building. We do thank you indeed for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. Let's now switch gears and take you to our Abuja studios, where Gloria Mezweke is standing by to take us through from Abuja, the nation's capital.
Well, thank you, Gimbar. Thanks for joining us and welcome to the nation's capital. Over 200 Chibok, parents of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls and members of the Bring Back Our Girls campaigners have staged a peaceful walk to the presidential villa to demand explanation on the whereabouts of the schoolgirls kidnapped by Boko Haram Islamic militants since April 2014. The parents and campaigners expressed dissatisfaction with the rescue operation, which they say have not yielded any results so far. They called for improved intelligence and communications on the whereabouts of the girls. The group met with President Muhammadu Buhari in a closed-door meeting. There are pent-up feelings as parents of schoolgirls abducted in April 2014 in Chibok, Borno State, and Bring Back Our Girls campaigners return to the streets of Abuja and march to the presidential villa. It's been 640 days, while the tears and sorrow have not stopped. One of the parents of the girls fainted after the long walk, but was rushed to a nearby medical facility for attention. They lamented their plight and the need for government to ensure the release of the girls.
All what I want is not a hospital, or that road, or that whatever. It's all what I want is my baby. If I have my baby, I have my happiness family. If I have my baby, I have my job. If I have my baby, I have my future. I'm meaningless without my child. I want my child back impossible. Thank you.
At about 11 a.m., they finally arrived at the banquet hall of the presidential villa and were received by the Minister of Women Affairs and other security chiefs. But parents of the abducted girls and the Bring Back Our Girls campaigners insist on meeting with the president. The president finally arrived, but journalists were barred from the meeting. Members of the Bring Back Our Girls group expressed their dissatisfaction with what they call the long stay of the girls in the hands of their captors.
The matter of investigation of exactly what happened and led to the abduction of our Chibok girls is critical. A number of the members of that community are insisting that there are investigations that were not concluded by the previous administration in order to unearth some of the things that happened before our Chibok girls were taken captive.
While the nation's security agencies battle to rescue the abducted girls and ensure that the insurgency becomes a thing of the past, these Nigerians look forward to the days ahead and hope that soon they will see and embrace the abducted girls. Meanwhile, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, has ordered an investigation into the theft of the 219 girls from government secondary school in Chibok, Borno State, in April 2014. The investigation will seek to, among other things, unravel the remote and immediate circumstances leading to the kidnap of the girls by Boko Haram terrorists, as well as the other events, actions and inactions that followed the incident. This plan was revealed today when President Buhari met with some of the parents of the Chibok girls behind closed doors. The president assured the parents that he remained fully committed to his pledge to do all within his powers to save the girls. And in his words, he says, "I assure you that I go to bed and wake up every day with the Chibok girls on my mind." The unfortunate incident happened before this government came into being. He also said, I quote, "And you all know the progress we have made. When we came in, Boko Haram was in Adamawa, Yobe and Borno. Boko Haram has now been reduced to areas around the Lake Chad." The Minister of Interior, Abdulrahman Dambazao, is leading the Inspector General of Police and the heads of all paramilitary forces on an assessment tour of some liberated communities across the Northeast. This is part of efforts of the federal government to deploy civil authorities to restore law and order to liberated communities as internally displaced persons prepare to return home. Their first stop is Borno State.
Adamawa, Borno and Yobe are the most affected states by the outlawed Boko Haram operating in the northeast of Nigeria. Borno State has, however, lost more territories than its sister states, with the terrorists sacking locals from 20 out of the 27 local councils in the state. The result is nearly 2 million displaced persons forced to live in makeshift camps within Maiduguri, the capital city. The Nigerian military says troops of the Operation Lafiya Dole have recaptured all lost territories. The Minister of Interior is in the state on one mission to liaise with relevant stakeholders and obtain first-hand information on the state of affairs, with a view to deploying civil authorities to the liberated towns.
We decided to come to this part of the country to carry out on-spot assessment, also confer with the various governors and also discuss with our commanders here on ground to see how we can articulate a strategy.
The state government stands with the minister on this.
At a point in time, the Civil Defense Corps was our major source of information in unmasking the Boko Haram. They were a major source of information. And Honorable Minister, it might interest you to know that the largest cache of weaponry made for the Boko Haram was intercepted by the Nigerian Immigration Service.
The Shehu Borno, custodian of traditional institution in the state, also has plans to open up abandoned communities for civilian habitation.
In Borno, we have 27 local governments. In fact, most of the local government are stationed right now in Maiduguri, including the emirs. We have 8 emirs here in Borno State. As of now, only 2 emirs are residing in their governments.
The team has been interacting with the internally displaced persons and inspecting facilities and personnel on ground. Issues of poor welfare and incentives are some of the concerns on ground.
That's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Gimbar.
Brilliant. Gloria Mozoke from our Abuja studios. And when the News at 10 returns, our big story tonight examines the current outbreak of Lassa fever in Nigeria. Do join us again.